I'm Tara. I'm a connected foster care caseworker with Arkansas Baptist Children and Family Ministries. I do a little bit of everything with my kids that are on my caseload. I help make sure that they get the developmental services that they need, make sure they're in speech, OT, PT if they need it. I make sure that if they need any educational services at school, that we're staying on top of getting an IEP or a 504, whatever accommodations they might need. I visit them twice a month, once a month in the home, and then once a month. It just kind of looks different depending on the kid. With little kids, sometimes we go to the playground and get to hang out and play. And with older kids, sometimes we go to Sonic and sit there and have a Sonic drink and just talk and get to know each other better. And so I like to be able to help with some of those more practical things and the to-do list check-offs so that at the end of the day, you're exhausted parenting, even if you have help, but they can still remember and still have kind of the strength to still pour into those kids and go out of their way to show extra love or go out of their way to spend time talking about the word with the kids. So that is a big part of what I feel like I do. And then also when opportunities present themselves, of course, with me and the children, we'll talk about the Lord. I was with one child one time and we were talking just about coping skills and things they can do when they're upset, scared. Particularly this child, she would wake up in the middle of the night and go to her foster parents' room because she was scared, and I was just reminding her of some other coping skills, but also I told her that, hey, you know what, whenever you're scared in the middle of the night and you wake up, Jesus is with you and you can pray to him and he can help you feel safe. And so just taking those opportunities just to share Christ through speech, but also through action. I hope there's a verse in scripture that says they recognized that they had been with Jesus, the men had been with Jesus, and I hope that I'm someone that's like that for these kids, that even if we don't have an intentional gospel conversation, that one day they look back and they can recognize Tara had been with Jesus and she loved me like he does. And then the connected difference, I would just say we try to address children and restoration holistically, and because we have lower caseloads, we're able to put more into each child. We only have the capacity to be able to help with all the things that we help with, like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments when things come up, help with counseling if it's needed, make calls to help find daycare. We're only able to have the capacity to do that because we're able to have smaller caseloads, and that gives us the opportunity to have more time to give to each family, to give to each child. And that's what these kids need, and that's what these kids deserve, and that's what foster parents need, because if they have no one helping them and they're doing all these things by themselves, it's just so heavy. It's already heavy to be a foster parent. You have to deal with behaviors that are happening as a result of a traumatic history of a child that you didn't cause, but you are the punching bag essentially of all their emotions because you're their safe person, but you're able to have someone in Connected who comes alongside you, not only a caseworker who is pouring into your child, but you're also able to have a coach who's pouring into the family, who can come in and say, oh, we're having this behavior issue, maybe try this, maybe try that. Because sometimes when you're tired and you're dealing with these behaviors, you don't have the capacity to stop and think, what can I actually do that's going to help this behavior get better? You're just irritated. You're frustrated that everybody is losing their minds. And it's hard to stop and think of what is something that's actually going to be effective to help this child. And so that's when we're able to come in and say, hey, take a breath, pray with the foster family, encourage them and say, hey, let's try this. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. And so we're just able to come alongside them and just be an outlet for them to talk to, also someone who understands what they're going through, someone who has seen the behaviors, who gets it, and we're also able to provide support through support groups quarterly right now, and so we're able to build a community of foster parents who are going through the same things, other people that get it. And so all these different things that we're doing is ultimately to build up the child, build up the foster family, so that each of them can build resilience.